So we're not a large farm. We certainly aren't. So we hardly hardly show up on the radar of agriculture today in terms of the amount of land we're working or the amount of production we're handling. But we're trying to find ways, rather than that being a detriment to us, we're trying to find ways to make that to our advantage in being flexible and being willing to produce and sell some things that everybody else isn't necessarily willing to deal with. I've said this before. I know I've said this to Nick and other people, but I feel better about farming than I have in my life, doing the things we're doing now and learning how to do new things. And of course, a lot of what we're doing, it's not really new. Uh, my grandfather's generation, this what you see here was very common on farms all over Iowa. One thing we're learning is you have to learn how, if you want to do something different successfully, you've got to learn how to think differently. I came out of a background of nothing but conventional farming my whole life. I'm 48 years old, so I was in my mid 40s when we decided to shift gears here, and I've learned more about farming and so many other things the last 5 years. I mean, I've learned more the last 5 years than I probably learned the 25 years before that, just from talking to people within Practical Farmers of Iowa, just going and doing my own research. And as you do that, you get to know lots of new people, both farmers and people outside of farming, but people that are involved in agriculture. And you realize, wow, there's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of thinking that I need to get acquainted with and understand whether it could apply to what we're doing here in Iowa, whether it could benefit us or not, whether it could benefit our community, whether it could benefit the environment, all these things we care about as farmers, whether it could benefit my family. I mean, we are not just trying to run a farm here that is going to stay in business for my generation. We are trying to create some new viable business opportunities for my children and my grandchildren and however other many generations we are privileged to have on this land. My kids are the sixth generation in the Canfield family on this land, so we have a lot of roots here, and we do care about what we're doing. And I must say, the way we're farming now, it's been a wonderful thing for our family. When we were just raising corn and soybeans and all that, the opportunities for our kids to really get involved in a meaningful way was very limited. I mean, that would change some as they got older, but since we've gone to some of these other things we're doing, there's just all kinds of opportunities for them to get involved in a safe, meaningful way. They feel like they're really a part of what we're doing, and it's just been wonderful for them. So we're trying to do so many new things here and learn how to we're trying to make a lot of new things work here that were unknown to us before this time. I don't have any neighbors around here that I can lean on for any help or advice. So I'm very thankful for PFI. I've gotten to know folks like you guys and so many others that have challenged me and broadened my thinking and helped me learn a lot of new things. And it's just been really good for us. And those oats have been grown up in Canada and shipped down here. And that's great for Canadian farmers because that allows them to grow the kind of crop rotations they need to have. That doesn't do anything for the farmers right here that farm and manage the land and the air and the water that we all drink and breathe and live on. We need that going on right here in Iowa, and I think we can have more of it. But we have to have more markets. And it's not easy getting the big boys in the marketplace on board with this. I mean, I've been involved in a small group of people through PFI that have been trying to work on and develop a better market for small grains again here in Iowa. And you won't believe how entrenched the feed market is with just the corn and soybeans and byproducts that they're all married to and addicted to, and they don't know how to do anything else with. And so much of the livestock is concentrated in so few hands anymore that you find the feed business is all concentrated in very few hands. And so it is not easy to find an entry point into there and change that system. But I think, if more little nobody farmers like us could find a way to do this type of thing all over the state of Iowa and all over the Midwest, well, it could open up a whole new way of doing business that would benefit everybody. Then you could have farms everywhere that have got you know, a healthy mix of crops growing that's better for the land and better for the water and better for the air and just better for the economy. I mean, it just I see a lot of pluses and very few negatives there, but we got to find more people that are willing to think differently and then act on it. And but we need customers. I mean, the we need farmers that are willing to talk and engage the customers, and we do that all the time through our farm here. And it's the rewards are immense. And like I said before, I could do any of this without my family. This is a team effort all the way, and I'm just very blessed.